Hi Dustin, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. I'm here to do your video evaluation. Are you ready? Let's get started here. So first, we're going to talk about your setup, Dustin. Okay, so let's just see what happens here. Okay, so right away, buddy, you do something very, very complicated. Okay, you start with your stance open like this. Okay, very difficult for high school kids to do, much less a kid your age, because I'll tell you why, buddy. It's complicated because where that foot lands when you take your stride is critically important. And very, very, very few kids have the ability to have that foot land in the same place over and over and over again. And the only chance that we have as hitters as being repeatable is if we can get our foundation of our swing, our feet, to do the same thing every single time. Okay, so your foot lands at that angle right there. Okay, so let's watch the rest of the swing. Okay, let's watch another swing. Okay, and this time your foot's a little bit more closed. So you can understand my point. Buddy, if I was your hitting coach or you were my player on my team, I would get you to stand in a parallel stance. Okay, where both feet are pointing exactly the same way. Okay, because it's just easier to repeat. Okay, being a consistent hitter is about one thing: being repeatable. And it's going to be very difficult for you to be repeatable. As far as your hands go, I'm looking at your hands. It looks like you have your big knuckles on your bottom hand lined up with your little knuckles of your top hand. We want your little knuckles on both hands to be lined up. Okay, I want that bat to feel like a whip. And when you have your bottom hand like the way it is, it's going to be hard for you not to use your big muscles, your big slow muscles to hit with, instead of your small fast muscles to hit with. Okay, power comes from your lower half, young man. You create more bat speed with your legs, with your lower half, than you do with your upper body. And when you use your shoulders like you do, you're going to slow yourself down. Okay, so from a setup standpoint, I'd want your hands a little bit higher too. Kind of the rule of thumb, buddy, is that our bottom hand is about even with our ear hole of our helmet. Your top hand's there, so a little higher with your hands. Okay, so let's talk about what we do when we swing. Okay, our foot lands. The first thing you notice is your foot is a little bit open, which is going to lead to this hip being open. And we don't want that. So try to land square. Try to land parallel. Okay, watch your hands. Okay, so Dustin, we want your bat to be level from about here to here. Or from here to about here to here. Okay, and your bat gets level there. Okay, so when you get level a little bit too quick, you end up being a little bit longer than most kids and good hitters. Your swing's a little longer. You say, big deal, so what? Well, that means you have to make your decision to swing earlier than kids with a short swing. You say, big deal, so what? Well, the big deal and the so what is, as you get older, looking at the big picture, okay, you're not always going to face guys that throw the ball straight. And when you start facing guys that throw sliders and curveballs or changeups, and you have to make your decision earlier than other kids because of how long your swing is, you're going to get yourself in trouble from a hitting standpoint. Balls that look like fastballs end up being something else. But because of your long swing, though, you have to commit earlier to swing. and that puts you in a less than desirable position as a hitter. Okay? Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about where you are at contact. Okay. So, at contact, Dustin, I can't even see your belly button. I can't see your belt buckle. I can't see your chest. Okay? At contact, you have already extended your arms. Okay? So right now you have nothing left to hit with. Okay? Where you want to make contact, buddy, is from a body standpoint will be right there. With your belt buckle facing the second baseman. Okay? With your approach to what you're doing there, bud, the only ball you can even have a chance to hit is on the inside half of home plate or right down the middle. And Dustin, if you want to be a good hitter and play baseball for a long time, you can't be satisfied with that. Because as you get older, buddy, the pitchers are going to have more control of the outside half of home plate. And with the way you approached hitting, you're going to have a very difficult time getting to that pitch and driving it with any velocity or any squareness to it. Okay, see, and you keep going through that. As we scroll through here, buddy, you can see your front foot. It starts to open up even more. Okay, see, when we talk about using your lower half, your leg is barely even bent. Okay, that's how your leg is there. Just past contact, it should be like this. Okay, you're standing almost straight up. Okay, and to be a good hitter, you got to use your lower half. You can see what's happened. Your back foot's moved forward now, and you have hardly any space between your feet. You're in athletic position now, but you let that back foot kind of glide up here. You end up in a very unathletic position as a hitter to really want to drive a baseball. Okay, so let's show you something here. Okay, here's where you start. Okay. Okay, so the only thing your head should do here, Dustin, is go a little bit down when you compress down to hit. Let's see what you do here. See your head going up? Your head's coming up, Dustin. You're pushing yourself out of the ground. You're pushing yourself out of the power source. Power comes from the ground. Think about this, Dustin. Okay, you have a big oh, jeez Louise. Cannon. Okay, you have a cannon. You take it out into your boat out in the middle of a lake, and you shoot your cannon. And you wonder, why didn't it go very far? It just barely came out of the end of it and dropped into the water. You take that same cannon, put it on the land, drive a couple stakes into it so it stays on the ground, doesn't move, and then shoot the cannon. It's going to go forever. Well, the same thing goes for hitters. If you don't stay connected to the ground, you lose any chance of all of really driving a baseball. Okay? You push up and you should push down. If you're 5'4", you should be 5'2" when you finish. You went from 5'4" to 5'6". Okay? We don't get taller when we hit. We get shorter. Okay? Let's go through one more swing. Okay? So you got the grip to work on. Little knuckle, little knuckle. Okay, you got your stance. Get a little bit wider. Make sure you start in a parallel stance. Okay, keep that back foot in the ground. and you got to stay more square to home plate. Okay, that's just not a very athletic look right there. Got to get smaller, buddy. Got to get smaller when you hit. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 drills to do. They're going to be attached to the email I send you and your parents with your video eval. Okay, one is called dead legs, and one is called split. Okay, and the YouTube video you're going to get will show you kind of how you go through it. Okay? Okay, buddy. Well, thanks for coming to camp. We'll see you at the next ABC baseball camp.